Okay. I have to offer my condolences. Hey, put your bong down. Quit taking a rip off that bong. I'm offering my condolences right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to make an announcement to the Bad family. I have some sad news. I saw this article that Big Nate actually passed away recently. We would rather not remember him by a date. It's been a traumatic event for our family. Felicia Gilbert told the AP. Gilbert said he was affectionate and gentle. He loved working in crowds. He absolutely loved people and soaked up the attention. He would lower his head to allow tiny children to pet him and also let our kids put a halter on him. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to reach. One fond memory Gilbert has of him was that he loved belly rubs. Big Nate was almost like a giant dog. He would follow us and lay his head on our shoulder, and he didn't want us to leave his stall. Wait, sorry. Sorry, this says stall. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry about this. I thought it was a little weird. It was in USA Today. This is not Big Nate. This is... Sorry. It said 20-year-old Belgian horse who won Guinness World Record in 2010 for being the world's tallest horse. Big Jake has died in Wisconsin. I'm sorry. I just saw 6'10", 2,500 pounds, and I thought... I was like, I guess Big Nate. I guess that makes sense, but... Anyway, shout out to the Big Jake family. He died 2 weeks ago. Thank you, Jake.
Actually saw a video that he got rescued recently in the last couple of years. Like the family that had him before this recent rescue, he was like malnourished and not taken care of, and it was pretty bad.
Oh, SAD. Bringing down the podcast. Wah, wah.
You started off with the
obviously humorous
condolences. You want to know what else? You know the video of the little girl with the water wings on, and she's like, I can't swim. You know that one?
No.
She died too.
No.
And you know George the monkey? Your monkey content? Dead. Complications with anesthesia during a medical procedure. This is just the facts of life.
What? Sorry, I don't have meme knowledge.
This is real life. This is nature.
Meme knowledge.
At Nature is Metal on Instagram.
Okay. I recently had a birthday, which is secretly tomorrow, but I recently had a birthday.
Oh, yeah. The gift I got you, wasn't that so good? Did you like it?
Oh, dude. I was feeling the pressure because you've been talking like for a couple months of how great it is. You've been
I've had it for a long time.
You've been so excited, and I felt the pressure because it clearly coming through your face, your words, your actions, you have been excited for it, and I've been feeling like, is this gonna live? We're not the same person. I'm like, is this
gonna be Christmas all over again?
Is this gonna live up to the potential? Am I going to be like really excited, or am I gonna have to fake being really excited? And you know what?
When it happened,
you came through.
Yes.
And I love that about you. I love it.
You liked the theme?
Oh, dude, I'm gonna use it every day.
No, the theme.
Oh, That's what I mean. I can't wait to have that theme in my life every day.
Yeah.
That's how I live my life. I'm just going to think about it every day. Love it. Just start my day off with it.
I was proud. It was a proud moment for me.
I know. I'll probably just start my day off with it. Then it can sort of like carry me. It will give me that sort of buoyancy I need every day.
Kind of like the nightgown T-shirt.
Nightgown T-shirt. I've been wearing it.
I know.
Well, I mean, I just only wore it a couple times, but I wore it one night to be funny, just like here, and then I just sort of stayed in it.
Yep.
And
that's how it happens.
I'm not gonna lie, it ain't bad.
Next thing you know, you're walking down the aisle at Walmart wearing it.
No, nah. But I did take the garbage out in it, and just to see. I mean, secretly hoping a car would drive by.
Yeah.
You know. Okay, but listen, I turned 37 a couple days ago. It wasn't that big of a deal. Shout out to Tammy, my wife. Bad spouse, TM, with a circle around it.
Do you feel...
Who turned 40.
Oh, yeah?
A week ago.
Just turned 40.
That's July 3rd. Me, July 9th, turned 37. Older woman, cougar, robbing the cradle. And this is a sound effect. This is a sound effect podcast.
Soundboards.
And I had a random thought on the way here.
Are we still on your birthday? Because I had a question about it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What was your random thought?
I turned 37. And it was 20 years ago. And I have an apology to make. 20 years ago, Will?
When you were 17?
Yeah, I was in China.
Oh, yeah.
I was having my birthday in China. You know, if you listen to this podcast for any amount of time, you know that I'm one of the best Christians in Port Orchard, at least. Port Orchard's finest Christian. This is Port Orchard's finest podcast. Me voted Port Orchard's finest Christian. Hashtag not. I'm setting you up for next week. And then next week you say, remember when you said not last week on the podcast?
Got it.
And actually, I just realized on the way here, 20 years ago, I don't remember. You know what's weird is I don't remember that it was my birthday, but it must have been, and I will tell you why. And I'll work in my apology. I need to make an apology right now because I've actually held a secret for 20 years.
You woke up late for your haircut that day.
No, I did not wake up for a haircut late.
He texted me. He's like, "You beep." And I forgot about it, and I was like, "What?" And then he's like, "You liar."
Don't lie to your friends. Lie to people who aren't your friends. If I've learned anything in life.
And if you do lie, still show up on time.
This apology is not a lie. It was not an outright lie, but it is a secret.
Are you apologizing for the lie, or are you apologizing for holding on to it for 20 years?
I did not lie.
Okay.
But there was something I have not shared publicly or privately with this person. And I had a girlfriend in high school who did something so sweet. You know, I went to China and she did one of these things like you do, like a good like high school girlfriend will do. Oh, yeah. She made me something to open every day while I was gone.
Every day?
Yeah. And you know what I did? I opened it all the first day, of course. Except
waiting in the airport to leave.
Probably. Wait, don't check my bag. I gotta open this stuff up. There might be food in here. There was actually Reese's Pieces. Reese's Pieces. So, anyways, I do not remember it being my birthday in China, but it must have been because she gave me this little thing, and one of the things I had to open was a birthday card.
Oh.
And for some reason, I took this birthday card to open into the bathroom with me.
What year were you born?
1984, year of the rat, maybe.
Ah.
Look it up. Chinese New Year, Chinese years, year of the rat, 1984. Lunar calendar.
Go ahead. Continue.
And for some reason, I took my card into the bathroom. And that is actually side apology. I mean, why? What was the point? I just had some free time. You know, I was there. I took my... And besides what I'm about to apologize for, what I do remember, it was like the bathroom was like a little apartment. It was like a long, narrow, like, I don't know what it was. It was like a tube almost. And it had a patio at the end. And I love like big cities that are like all on top of each other, you know? So one of the things there is like I was pooping and like I could look up out of the patio, which was like open. There wasn't like a window there. It was just open up. And I could see like 5 floors up on another building, like somebody like doing their laundry on a, like out of a movie, you know, putting their laundry out on the line.
Yeah.
And I'm just there pooping and there's some plants around and stuff like that. And I was just like, this is it. This is life. This is the life that I wanted. I enjoy city life. I enjoyed somebody watching me poop.
Mm-hmm.
Not in a sexual way, just there was just something nice about it. But I had a problem. Because I got in there and I did what I did. I let my bowels loosen.
You're not supposed to flush the toilet paper.
You're not supposed to flush the toilet paper, but I was so beholden to these sweet gifts. Jarena. Do you remember her?
Yes.
I was so beholden to the gifts that she bestowed upon me that I did not check the toilet paper situation before I commenced.
Oh, no.
And so when I looked around at the end of my
expulsion,
coming through with the words early, hang with Will this episode. And after my expulsion, I started looking around and there just wasn't. Even though this was an expansive tube of a bathroom that opened up
to a balcony,
the paper situation was sparse. There was not any alternative paper. That was the issue.
There was no cupboard within reach.
Except
Your
there
backpack.
was no, I didn't have the backpack in there. There was alternative paper.
And that was
a birthday card.
Oh, man.
20 years ago, I cleaned my butthole with a birthday card.
Did you use the hole-in-one method?
No. Nope.
You know what that is?
Yep. Wouldn't do it. Wouldn't stick my finger through, wipe it.
Finger.
And plus, I mean, a birthday card, you're talking about some thicker...
This is some nice card stock.
Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't be able to like be a Marine out there and just wipe your finger off or anything like that. I mean, it wasn't easy. I sort of don't even remember that, but I do remember I did it.
Flushing.
You don't flush.
Oh, this is squat hole.
No, it's not a squat hole.
What is it?
I didn't flush. I don't know. You put it in the thing.
No, but the poop. Where's the poop go?
Yes, you flush the poop.
Well, okay, listen to this theory. Flush the poop. Now there's clean water. Use the clean water to wash your butthole.
You got to remember, though, I'm in a foreign country, so I am sort of mindful about germs.
Do they have the top shelf water in the toilet? Or does it come from an external source?
Either way, the external source, you You know this, Will. Come on. Come on, Will. You know there is a bacterial familiarity that your body gets
Gut
used
biome.
to. Yes.
But have you heard of when someone takes too many antibiotics and then they get rid of their gut biome, and so
Right.
they take other people's poop and they put it in you?
Right. It is. Okay.
So you could have got ahead of the whole trip by putting the poo water in your butthole.
We're getting beyond the story because
Okay.
first of all, don't be gross on this podcast.
I'm not being gross.
Do not, whatever you do not be gross. And number two, my whole point was I need to apologize because on the way here, I realized 20 years ago, I wiped my butt with my girlfriend's birthday card, which she was so sweet to give me. And I will tag you in this post,
And
Serena.
if she didn't, well, then what?
And if you listen early, I will. If you do decide to listen, this is from my heart to yours. I could have been a better boyfriend.
But if she if she wouldn't have given you the birthday card, what situation would you have been in?
Exactly. So apology and thank you.
Mm-hmm. I got a question.
You are the real hero.
Yeah, definitely. Do you feel like
not first responders?
Do you know some people? Do you have some birthday buddies?
Oh yeah. Hold on. I got one. I got a good one and a bad one. Tom Hanks.
Good.
So that is probably, I mean, one of the most beloved you could get. Tom Hanks. But I also have somebody.
Most hated.
Yes, so I have Yoda, and I also have a Darth Vader.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not talking just about skin color. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about O.J. Simpson.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Courtney Love.
Dude, are you psychic? I have her in my phone as a
I'm
subject
not.
to talk about.
I'm not.
Courtney Love is on there?
Yep.
Oh, I forgot about her.
Do you feel
O.J. Simpson?
Do you feel like you have related characteristics with these people that are born inside your
Oh,
same?
good. Yes.
Because also, rip, R.I.P. to this man who did not quite make it to his birthday, which would have been his. Which would have been his.
I was talking about fake deaths, but go ahead, real one. Hit
his
me.
90.
Did not make it. Oh.
I'm trying to do the math. 89th birthday. He didn't quite make it. If I'm doing the math right. Donald Rumsfeld.
Wait, he's a July 9?
July 9, 1932.
Oh, D-Rum.
Do you feel like you relate?
R.I.P.
Do you feel like you relate to these people in any way?
Oh, I haven't created any world wars or murdered anyone.
What about Shark Tank veteran Kevin O'Leary?
No, I don't. I never watched Shark
What about
Tank.
the Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort?
He has weird videos on Instagram. Nope.
About Fred Savage?
Oh, good dude. He seems like a good dude.
What about Jackalus
The
White?
Ripper. Jack White?
Jack White, 1975.
Okay, let's just stop right there because that's a cool, creative, weird person. I'll take that. Tom Hanks and Jack White. Let's just forget about O.J. Simpson.
Mm-hmm.
Donald Rumsfeld.
Jimmy Smits.
Architecture.
The Jimmy
Architect
Smits.
of the Iraq War. Okay. Let's move on.
Isn't Jimmy Smits the Beats guy?
Jimmy Smits?
Yeah.
He showed his butt on NYPD Blue.
Oh. Yeah, you're right.
That was a big deal back then. Prime time.
Wrong Jimmy.
Showed his butt. How weird that I remember that. Okay, moving on. Apologies to Drina. Thank you for giving me that card, or else what would I have done? Ooh, I would have been walking away creamy if not for you.
People at
But
Google
apologies.
that have the whole list of people born July 9th, get Lindsay Lohan off of there because it says born July 2nd. It's in like the middle of the list.
Okay, here's what I want to talk about. I've been talking about my mental problems lately, and I got a weird one for you. I've been talking about finding the difference. Let me set things up. I've been talking about finding the difference between how my pills have helped me. So what are my physical, sort of like chemical, biophysical, physiological challenges, and what are my mental habits, psychological, if you can call psychological divorce from your physical, but what are sort of my mental
I talk about divorce, not you.
And here's a good example. And it revolves around food. And for a while, I was doing good things. When I went to mom and dad's, I was doing good things. And here is an example of how I'm able to see the difference between mental habits, bad mental habits, and bad like physical character traits. Because there are times, when people like myself, you use food as sort of a high because it gives you some sort of rush. It gives you good feelings. And if you feel like you're not getting a lot of good feelings out in the world, it's a good sort of hit.
Oh, yeah. I do that.
And it's not so much sort of like internal like comfort. Like people talk about comfort food. It is literally like a drug hit because you're getting that dopamine from you're eating, you're chewing, you're swallowing, your stomach. It's giving you boom. It's an easy uplift eating.
Oral fixation.
Yeah, it is. I'm more like a binge eater. Like if you look at my meals are good.
Yeah.
It's my outside of the meals doing bad things with food. Okay, so I have been doing good, especially on my pills. But here's what happened. And I was exercising. My elliptical broke.
No.
The thing that holds the whatever, I had to get a new part.
Threw
got
you off your routine.
Yeah, and here's bad mental habits. Because I go, not working out.
Yeah.
Let me just, and then ... I start going crazy with the foodicals. And I start eating bad because I'm like, I eat good because I exercise. I don't exercise because I eat good. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going to start exercising tomorrow, today I'm going to be like, oh, I got to get it all in.
Right.
So whatever. Then I like eat crazy today. But then I wouldn't tomorrow because then I'd be like, I would exercise and then I'd be like, I can't ruin what I did yesterday. It's because it's all like math, It's calories in, calories burned, sort of that sort of thing. And then in my head, this is a bad mental habit. It's like, things are going to suck now because
you broke.
I'm exercising, So then I got to eat good. So that's bad.
You have a negative connotation with that.
Exactly. That's bad mental habits versus I feel bad. Let me have 4 bowls of cereal at night.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. Okay.
Is that bad?
Yes, that's bad. But here's what I noticed. So I started losing a couple LBs. And here's what I noticed. And I'm going to draw you into this conversation. Ready?
Reeling them in.
I started losing some LBs. And this is just a thing I notice. It's a thing I notice about around a certain weight. I start noticing whose heads start turning to look at me. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm that good looking of a person. I mean, I got my long hair right now, and so I know some ladies are they check out my hair. Because people stop me. Random people stop me. I love your hair. Your hair's so pretty. How do you love your hair?
Yeah, what do you do? You're like, I just use Dawn dish soap.
just Ajax. And so I got the hair going on, but there is telltale signs of the type of person. it is a scientific fact that people find other people attractive or whatever who they believe is on their level. That might might not only be physical attraction, it might be status, but generally people find other people who attractive who they believe is on their level.
Not
because
above.
Nope, they believe they have a shot with.
They're only deserving of their level.
Yes, because even let's take a stereotypical fatty, weird, rich guy.
Mm-hmm.
He believes because he is a rich, powerful guy, even if he is fatty slob guy, that his riches and power bring him a certain status. So that's why he wants the physical 10 because somehow they're on the level.
Yeah.
But there's also like, more physical matches, or there's more status matches, or there's more whatever. But that is actually a studied thing, and it actually works out. And so I notice that. Now, I am getting older. I do notice that the kind of person who looks around,
Mm-hmm.
they're getting older as well.
Yeah.
So, okay, I was at Fred Meyer tonight. And I don't know the right thing to say. There was a lot of attractive people at Fred Meyer tonight.
Better than Walmart.
I don't know the right way to say it, but that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of young, attractive people tonight. Did they look my way? No.
Oh. Is that why you brought me in the conversation? Young, attractive people?
Exactly. But there are people who look my way.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not, and they are, they are more my status and look right now.
Which is?
Not great.
You think so? I don't know if that's a good meter.
But I will tell you, even if it's not a good meter, it is noticeable. And
That's interesting.
Here's how I'm going to bring it.
I can't say I've ever noticed when anyone like looked at me.
Okay, gain some weight and you will definitely notice.
People looking at me?
Yes, it is so noticeable. And if you're out there,
why are they looking at me if I gain weight?
They're not looking at you. That's the point.
But that's what I'm saying is I don't see anyone look at me.
Well, you got to open your eyes. Because I'm looking at a sexy piece of meat. And that's the only way I see you. A piece of meat.
Maybe I'm just oblivious.
And that's good. But I notice, because if you gain weight and lose weight, you notice how differently people treat you.
Oh.
And it is actually significant how, we must not be able to help it, but it is actually different how people treat you. And it's noticeable.
If you're out there snapping necks because you're walking by, it's different than,
But it's also how people like sort of give you the right of way, or give you the benefit of the doubt, or give you attention quicker. Not even in a whatever. It could be in line at the store or whatever. It's just like, it's small things, but it's all noticeable things.
Yeah.
It's very noticeable. And for me, who has like an anti-personality.
Anti what?
Anti?
Establishment.
Yeah. It makes me like, oh, you don't like fat people? I'm going to be the fattest person you ever seen.
I'll show you.
It is. I'm not. Here's a bad mental habit of mine. And it is that. It's like, I really hate
Fat
people.
Oh, sorry.
I really hate like people who are like judgmental, like status wise.
Yeah.
And so I do find myself being drawn to, or being the kind of person who is like, I'm going to be kind of schlubby, or I'm not going to take care of myself or whatever. I'm going to make myself look like the thing you don't like because.
And still be successful.
Well, that's not just.
Or is that not even it?
That's not even it. I'll tell you what it is. It's this. It's like, because the moment I see you be judgmental, I'm better than you.
You won. Yeah. Oh, that's good.
And
is it good?
No, it's definitely not good.
I kind of like it.
But
I like it as long as you're making healthy decisions.
I think therein lies the problem. It's like you might do something that is a net negative for yourself, because I think we're all trying to like sort of justify ourselves. We're all trying to feel good about ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a certain way that's easy for me to feel good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I work on the floor. Like we have like this at my office in Tacoma. The CEO and all the other VPs, CFO, COO, blah 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 blah.
The
Alphabet soup. They work on one side of the floor.
Oh.
And the finance.
You're on the same floor?
Yes, and the finance department works on the other side.
You're rubbing elbows with the CFO?
Rubbing them.
You're at the water cooler.
Dude, I'm massaging them.
You're like, Frank,
I'm licking my fingers and doing small circles on them.
You hit the links this weekend, Frank?
And I will say most of our people are over there, especially the CEO, very nice.
You're tuning the radio station.
Okay, I will say back in the old days, oh no, I won't share it. I'll just be nice. The guy now is very cool.
You had not cool guys before.
I don't know. But so they're all in like suits. They're in their thing all the time. And especially their
when they have visitors.
I gotta be careful. This is my job.
I know, that's how I feel.
But I would just say, here's like the bad mental habit of mine is like, I want them to, I mean, this is messed up, but it's like, I want them to see me and be like, ugh.
Okay. Do you want him to be like, ugh, but he does such a good job?
No.
You just like the ugh.
I want them to judge me so hard. Because this is the messed up part, is like, then I in turn judge them so hard. But then in my head, I go, but my judgment is better than their judgment, because their judgment is superficial and mine's moral.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm making a moral judgment against them. They're making a superficial judgment against me. So therefore, I'm the top of the heap, baby.
Judge not, lest ye be judged.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm voted finest Christian in Port Orchard. I already told you that at the beginning of the episode.
Okay. I could see, like, for me, it's like, trying to think if I want someone, because I agree with, like, the don't judge me for how I look. But I also, like, to me, it's less, I don't want to be, like, anti-whatever, but I just want to be, like, I could be like this, say, like, with, like, looks or whatever. I can be like this, but still fit in here or whatever. It's like, that's only half of it is half of it's the counter. The other half is I can counter you and still be like, you know, in or successful in this area or blah, blah, blah. So that's like the other half of it for me that you're saying that you don't have. And that's why I keep asking that question.
Yeah, for me, I just don't have, and this is part of this is why I'm going to see a psychologist person, is like, I don't have motivation for anything. So maybe if I did have that, I would be more like you, and I wouldn't be so hard in the anti thing. Yeah. Because I also think that's just a product of like being young. As I get older, I'm not going to have the luxury of being the anti thing, because
like for me,
I will be the thing.
For me in elementary school, it's like ties are required at chapel. Let me wear a bolo tie and still be a good Christian boy.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
look how that turned out.
Exactly.
Yeah, the bolo. Will was king of the bolos.
Yeah, I
King
didn't
of the
want to.
bolos.
I didn't want to wear that monkey suit.
I had like Looney Tunes and stuff. What was that about?
I know. You had that green Looney Tunes tie.
I started thinking of what the counselor said to me, and I was kind of a joke, but I wrote down, because one of the things I was thinking about is I actually, even though I want to be the anti person, sometimes, I mean, I don't think very highly of myself at all. It's weird because, yeah, I think when I'm thinking highly of myself, this is a problem. When I think highly of myself, I'm being judgmental.
Yeah, when you think highly of yourself is when you want to like stick it to somebody.
No, I mean, the only times I feel highly of myself is when I'm being judgmental.
Oh.
Like, I think my Instagram bio is something like good at so little or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's true. It's like, I don't feel like I have something to sort of like hang my hat on to be like, to like feel good about myself or whatever. And do you know, because I've been thinking a lot about what this counselor, who I think is bad, said that...
You didn't switch after the last time?
No, I got one more free one, and I'm just going to drop it. And then I'm going to wait to see my psych person. And then if I want to do something after that, I'll do something. But I have been thinking about when she said, like what felt good today. And...
Oh, I could ask you that.
Yeah, exactly. And
just start writing down all the questions that she asks you every time, and I'll just text you.
And it was kind of funny because this weekend we had some family over for Tammy's birthday, and then it's 4th of July, so they stuck around and we had a fun like family weekend. Well, somebody insisted on cooking dinner, and I had bought all these drumsticks because I had made all these chicken drumsticks a couple weeks prior and killed them. They were so good.
Barbecue.
They were amazing on the barbecue. I never made drumsticks before. Anything with a bone is sort of, and you're talking about barbecue, the heat is not 100% even. There's that cold bone in there. It's a challenge. I nailed it.
Gas
pretty
or
much.
Charcoal?
Sorry, gas. And it's easier now. They put those plates in there, infrared. It kind of spreads the heat out. Blah 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 blah. But either way, I am gonna hang my hat on something. I did a great job. Mm-hmm. First time, never done.
Marinade?
No, did them raw. Mm-hmm. I mean, I put stuff on. Well, this is part of the thing. So somebody insisted on cooking last minute, and
landed.
No, they didn't do it properly. Mm-hmm. Somebody took the first bite and they said, "This isn't cooked all the way."
Okay, that's solved in 1 second with a thermometer, people.
They put the barbecue sauce on too early. It got burnt to a crisp too early. You got to put it on at the end. It's got so much sugar in it. All it's going to do is burn.
Caramelization.
Da, 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 da. And anyway, it was not their finest moment. That's okay. I know them to be a good cook in general. Mm-hmm. Everybody's allowed to not be at their best.
Right. Like when I screwed up the broccoli when you were over here.
Exactly. Like I tried to give them the thermometer. They didn't want it because they want to be like the chef who doesn't need it, So Landon's getting hungry. He runs up and gets a thermometer and starts using it. And I don't know if that
Landon got the thermometer?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if that was emasculating for that person. He got it out of his own accord.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's like, is this thing done yet?
Because that's what we do. We're more into like time and, whatever. I kind of, I'm more into like, okay, I know.
Just use a thermometer because then you can get that perfect, juicy goodness.
They tried to go by the juice, and it's okay. I'm not criticizing, except for the fact that I felt a little bit of like, I started like patting myself on the back. Like,
yeah, like I could have done that.
Oh, man. Yeah, especially because I got kicked out of cooking duties at my own house,
Yeah.
I was like,
Talk about emasculating.
I willfully.
I know.
I said kicked out, but I willfully. Because they also made fish, and it was good.
Okay.
And so I started patting myself on the back.
Real original.
I started patting myself on the back because I was like, dude, a couple weeks ago, I nailed this. I hadn't done it before.
Oh, yeah. You had just done the legs.
Yeah, I'd just done it a couple weeks prior. And anyways, so let me tie this all up in a bow and bring you in.
Because I'm still not in.
No, I've been conscious of it, but you've been commenting. And
That's my job.
And next week, because remember I teed you up when I was
Yep.
like, nah. Remember that?
Yeah.
I remember that. I was like,
I don't remember what you're talking about.
okay, but this
Not.
But I was thinking about this, like, especially in terms of like looking good, whatever, feeling good. It's like, what if I had something I felt good about, if it would, that was more neutral, that I wouldn't have to go to judgment as my place to feel good. So I'm going to propose a little experiment.
Okay.
I'm going to just do a little psychological. I'm a rat in a cage right now. I'm a rat in a maze. Despite
all my range, I am still
I was going to do a different voice, but you... What's his name? Billy Corgan.
William Corgan.
Despite... What a weird voice.
Despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage. The world is a vampire.
I am going to be more conscious of my body, but I'm going to do it in terms of something to feel good about for myself, and see. I'm going to do a psychological experiment and see if I stop
So what's the hypothesis?
finding ways. Good. Thank you.
Scientific method.
Thank you.
No.
Bring it home. Make it more clear.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Make it testable.
Testable.
Recreate it.
My hypothesis is, if I, Michael Browning, find a more morally neutral way to feel good about myself, that I will stop looking for morally negative, i.e., aka vice versa, quid pro quo, more morally negative ways of feeling good, like being judgmental. I will stop looking for that to feel good, because I feel good about myself in other ways. Do you think that holds any weight?
Yeah.
I literally just thought about that on the way over here.
Yeah, and so what is that? What's that parameter, I guess? What are you feeling good about yourself in?
I don't know. I don't have that much. What do you feel good about yourself? It was a small thing, but I was I have been liking to try different food. I love creating. There are things I like doing.
Yeah.
And there are things I think I
Were you
do
talking
well.
about specifically though, physically, your body?
No, I mean, I'm more just sort of being funny. I'm half being funny and half being serious, which is I do find good things about, I like when I try, I will make a recipe out of I will grab one weird thing at the grocery store. I probably said this before, but I'll grab one weird thing at the grocery store to challenge myself, and I'll make a cool recipe out of it and a cool meal. And I think that's really, besides just being a fun thing,
Brings you joy.
Yeah, it brings me joy just in that it's fun, but also I sort of like that about myself. Oh, here's where I was going to tie it into my counselor. She was like, why are you overthinking because I was saying I'm analyzing. Does it come from this or does it come from that? And she's like, you got to not think about it because she's all about experiential. And she's like, you're thinking about it too much. And I'm like, no. I'm like pausing. I'm like almost yelling at her. No, I'm not. But I'm like, no, you're not going to take that. You're not going to take my analysis, my analyzing away from me, because that sort of develops like the only good thing. This is where this whole thought came out of, which is like, the one thing I sort of feel good about myself is my analysis sort of leads me to like
Discovery.
having insight with other people. Yeah.
I think like what you're saying in your hypothesis is like if you're getting this positive enforcement from something else, then you won't be looking for it's like you'll be more fulfilled and you won't be like searching out those like judgmental times where you feel superior or whatever or things like that. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
You're more fulfilled elsewhere, so you spend less energy on those maybe more negative habits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would agree.
Do you think what things do you feel good about yourself?
Well, that's why I was asking if you're talking like physically or not, because I
mean, that could just be one thing.
Yeah, so like just one example of that is like if I'm just like walking through the train or whatever, or like people I don't know, because like you said, I'm a hot piece of meat or whatever earlier.
Yeah.
I've never felt like that.
I know, you're just the Holocaust victim.
Yeah, exactly. Or whatever.
Now, that's not me bringing out the Holocaust like Marjorie Taylor Greene. That is me. That's a reference to an old episode.
Throwback. Callback. Hollerback.
Married.
For me, I noticed something that changed is like I feel with jiu-jitsu is I feel more confident physically in a crowd or whatever. Mm-hmm. And not just like I can take someone out, but like just look-wise, even though I'm not like some athletic form, some Greek statue or whatever.
Close.
But I don't think so. Why? Because I got a small penis?
I was gonna say that!
But just like it's like, oh, I just like feel more comfortable in my own body, I guess.
Your pubes are ringlets.
My pubes look like a head of broccoli and a little carrot sticking out. I'm not supposed to make this gross. It's not gross, it's statuesque. Anyway, that's something I know physically speaking, but yeah, like I do think if you're more fulfilled elsewhere than you're, like if I have the eating thing too. Like if I'm either bored or down, feeling down on myself or whatever, I'll eat tons of ice cream.
Yeah.
Lots of ice cream, or like I'll go to the grocery store and just get whatever sounds good as opposed to like what I actually need for like grocery shopping.
Meat.
What I have to do is not buy cereal or ice cream, or buy it in a size that can't be, taken advantage of. I never buy ice cream pretty much in anything larger than a pint.
Don't rape your ice cream.
Exactly. I take advantage of large ice creams. And so, it looks like the mushroom from Mario. Anyway, so I do think you can get fulfilled elsewhere, and it'll subdue those things to an extent. But
I think everybody just wants.
But also, here's something I also say. The fact that you can acknowledge those things is already like a way step ahead than so many people.
Yeah. Well, it's not. Yeah. I don't know if it's a step ahead, but
it is.
Okay, it is. No,
that's my opinion.
Yeah, I think we all just want to feel good. We all have that thing that we want to hang our hat on, whether it's And a lot of times it can be anti something. You know,
Yeah.
I'm
It's easier. It's way easier to be like negative towards something, and it gives you the same like chemical response. That's
a common example would be like, my parents were this to me and I am better than them because
yeah.
whatever. And it just, no matter what you are in life,
Or
no matter what you end up to be, it's like, because you feel superior to them, it kind of gets you through life.
You're like, I hate this or blah blah blah. I
Yeah.
hate the patriarchy. Da 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 da. Gives you meaning to your life.
I
It's
hate
way
that
easier
too.
to be
Matriarchy all the way.
to be negative towards something. It's just less energy.
Yeah.
I feel like
That's what I mean by like,
to get the same chemicals in your brain.
that's what I mean by like morally neutral. If I felt good about my recipes, if I felt good about how I treated my body, if I felt good about, writing or something like that, that's morally neutral in terms of like, I'm not getting that out of being anti someone else.
Right. I think you just get more. It's not like you're so happy about this, blah blah blah, and so you're not judgmental towards people, but it's like you're so fulfilled elsewhere that you just don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
It like doesn't even. It's not like now you're super friendly to
Right.
It's not now you love the people in the suits or whatever it is. Like someone that you normally would judge. It's just not even on your radar anymore,
Right.
because it's not one of your priorities.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying about as an experiment. It's like I can. It's not. Yeah, it's not an experiment like out of the blue. It's almost an experiment like find it again, because I can think of certain times in my life where I have been more like that, and yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like I don't. That's is the hypothesis, which is I won't need to look for that because I already have it in this other thing.
And my challenge would be, do you have the steps to take to find your hypothesis?
I think you do. I mean, I need to be more healthy just because I need to be more healthy, and I do find fun and sort of doing that, and I was on a good path. It just happened to be a confluence of events that, I mean, I'm still who I am. I still have my mental habits, some of my bad mental habits are because of my bad, what I see as like a I don't know what I'm saying. A plus B equals Y equals
You're working
pi.
on it. You're working on it. Like I said, if you are 70% of the way there, if you're acknowledging the situation.
Okay, it's getting late,
Situation,
and the lights are down low,
I
and
know the TV went out. Let me finish this sentence.
my goal was not to be a hot piece of meat. I would rather be a hot piece of meat at Fred Meyer than a hot piece of meat to my own brother. He's having sexual thoughts looking at me.
So if you're acknowledging it,
You're
you are
lonely or something.
70. You are 70% of the way there.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I was saying that to you last week about, acknowledging like, am I running from this or not? And even though we maybe sort of agree that we don't think you are, it's like just the fact that you're conscious of it is the first and most important step in acknowledging and getting answers.
Yeah. That means it's been an hour since we turned on the TV.
Oh, yeah. It is time to end this episode. I thought this was good.
It was really good, and I really have to go pee.
And tune in next week for Will's, I I don't know. Something about Will.